Guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Sunday evening, post-season. The season is now wrapped up. Game 38, all done, and the standings are all finished. There's no more games to be played, and Spurs win 3-0 today. So we're talking about this Sheffield United game, kind of sort of talk about some good stuff from that game. So I think there's plenty of really good stuff. I think, look, I know it's Sheffield United, but you know what I mean. Let's still talk about it anyway. I want to talk about the season a little bit as a whole. I'll do it more so in a separate video, but just a little bit of a chat about it. And also what's kind of to come as well. Because this technically, ironically, won't be my last preview of the season, which I think will shock a few of you. You'll be like, hang on, season's done, mate. We're not in the Champions League final or FA Cup final. You'll see what I mean in a second. Just want to say that if you're new, give us a subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. So yes, Spurs today winning 3-0 away to Sheffield United. It was a game where I think we saw a lot more of what Spurs are about, really. I think that's probably the right way to sum it up. You know, 18 shots today, 9 on target, which is not common. We had just under 700 passes and 77% possession. We had 6 corners to 2. You know, look, we dominated this game, and it could have been more. Probably should have been more. You know, Jono obviously missed an absolute sitter, but I'm just not going to kill anyone, really. Last game of the season and all. Thought Porro's goal was quite nice. Always love to see Porro scoring. You know me. Porro, one of Porro's probably biggest fans. Obviously, starting 11 was Vic, Van der Ven, Dragusin, Romero, Porro, Bentancur, Sarr, Matters, Sonny, Kulusevski, and Jono. I think I pretty much predicted that team to start, actually. Obviously, and then off the bench, we saw Skip, Højbjerg, Royale, Dane Scarlett, and Mikey Moore. Would have wanted to have seen Jamie Donnelly, personally, as well, but I did see some comments on Twitter being like, oh, look at that, and still can't integrate the youngsters into this team. And it's like, oh, you're boring. Why do you want to be negative when we're 3-0 up? Just enjoy the win for once. I don't know why we feel the need to always be miserable. We do it to ourselves. We won 3-0. Be happy about it, you know? We played well. Be happy about it. No, Mickey Van der Ven didn't pass the ball forward this one time. I'm really unhappy. Oh, it's just boring. Boring Spurs fans. Always miserable for no reason half the time. Look, it was a good performance. You know, that back line, getting a clean sheet. That can't really tell you the last time we had a clean sheet, actually. I'm not even going to bother going back to look. Look, we finished this season finishing in 5th. I just want to bring up the stats. Give me a second. We finished in 5th. We finished 2 points outside the top 4. Scored 74. We conceded 61. That will improve, and I'll tell you why in a second. Winning 20 of our 38. So, you know, over 50% win rate. Drawing 6 and losing 12. Look, this season, I think most of you would sit here and said, look, if we get European football after Kane leaving, new manager, new players, quite a few of them unknowns, let's just take it. I think if someone said to you, we got 5th, you'll sit there and go, but we were first after 10 games. We're first after, 11 or 12 games, whatever it was. Great. Yeah. We weren't going to stay there. And as much as some of you think we were going to, Arsenal finished on 89 points and they still didn't win. Manchester City finished on 91, scoring 96 goals and conceding 34. Bonkers stats. Look, if I'm honest, it's been a good season. It's been a season of ups and downs. There's plenty to learn from it. I think it's been a season that we have actually developed this ability to play football that we haven't had in so long. It's the first time we've had a manager finish the season in, 5 years? Plenty to work on, and that's the beautiful thing. There's plenty to work on, and we have a really good foundation for that. This summer is a really, really large summer in terms of what we need to do, and I know Ange's kind of been speaking about how big this summer needs to be. I think the pressure is actually a little bit on the higher ups to actually deliver this summer. You know, the board and what have you have to deliver a summer where we don't go out there and go, well, we spent 150 million, but we did sell 110 million pounds worth of players, one of which being our best player. You know, there has to be a summer where we have to kind of go, we're going to spend big. And this is the summer. If you're going to do it, this is the summer. Liverpool with Slot coming in, we don't know what that looks like. Obviously, Chelsea will improve next year. Newcastle should improve. Man United, they could be outside of Europe. And when Man United go outside of Europe or they fall outside the Champions League, they normally spend big to try and get back in. West Ham will look to back their new manager. Palace will look to back their manager. I mean, Palace finished in 10th. Oliver Glasner's done an absolutely miraculous job there. So, yeah, Spurs, this is a big summer. I mean, look, speaking of just finishing off with the game, I thought Kulusevski played well. I thought Sonny looked lively. Sonny was actually playing a bit more like Kane in a way. He was playing all these balls in behind. Maddison looked a lot more like Maddison the last couple of games, which has been nice. I thought Bentancur was very good. Thought the back line and keeper, very solid. The more I see Radu Dragusin, the more I'm like, yeah, we've got a really good defender there. So, all in all, good. Good to see Dane and Mikey off the bench. Like I said, it would have been nice to see Jamie, but I'm not going to care too much. When you look at that bench, Højbjerg and Royale and Brian Hill, they won't be on there next year. I mean, we're two keepers of Brandon Oss and Alfie Whiteman. You know, you're going to move off of Højbjerg and Royale, aren't you, next season? So, you're going to move them off. You know, in that starting 11, no one's going to be leaving, you know, so big summer ahead. Speaking of really what is coming up on the channel, I will do an end of season sort of video about how the season is as a whole and going into a bit more detail about parts of this season. I will also be doing sort of like not an end of year awards kind of thing, but like a list of, you know, like a tier list sort of thing. We're doing that. We do also still play a few days away in Australia, so I will actually be doing, ironically, a bit of a preview. It won't be anything serious, and I'll do a review again. Won't be anything serious. I just hope to see. Ironically, I just hope to see both teams kind of put out a few of the youngsters that maybe don't get enough time. Mikey Moores, Jamie Donnelly's, you know, Dane Scarlett's. I don't want to see the big boys. I just don't care enough. You know, I want to see those rotational pieces going into next season. So hopefully we see a bit of that. And even if Spurs lose that, as long as I'm seeing those youngsters play a good chunk of those games, I'm fine with that. So that'll be coming up. Obviously, normal videos like transfer stuff, they'll be starting to heat up probably from next week onwards, if I'm honest. With obviously the fact the season is done, barring an FA Cup and European games. But, you know, we've got no teams in those European games. So the FA Cup is the last game of the season in theory now for all the teams, which is obviously the two Manchester clubs. I think all in all, the season's been solid. Seasons has been solid. I think there's been plenty of good. There's been some bad. But I think this summer is an opportunity to really get rid of a lot of that bad. Really change the club from top to bottom. Really change the style that we're going with. Back the manager. My last point on this is back the manager. Give him what he wants. And let him have a fair chance at actually showing who he is as a manager, but also showing that he wants to bring success, or even if he can bring success. Don't half-ass the backing like you did with Conte, Mourinho, you know, Poch, all these guys. Do it big, go large with it, and if it doesn't work, at least no one can sit there and say, you know, Levy's failed. Obviously, if it goes right, Levy's going to get a lot of credit for it. So there's that. I'll finish off really quickly. Just, you know, this season with the players that we've got here, there's so much to be excited about. I hope you are excited about it, because I know there's a few of you that maybe aren't as much on the Postecoglou hype as I am, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed your opinion. But I hope you're really looking forward to another season coming up where it's another season of Destiny Udogie under his belt. Mickey Van der Ven's got a season under his belt. Dragusin's had 6 months under his belt. You know, Porro's had another season under his belt. That's Porro's first full season. You know, Maddison's first full season at Spurs under his belt. Jono as well. You know, Bentancur being fit now. Beautiful. Vic, another season under his belt. We're only going to get better next year, and I'm so excited for it. I hope you are as well. But anyway, guys, this is your last Premier League review of the season. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video. If you'd hit me in the comment section down below your thoughts and feelings about today's game, the season as a whole. Like I said, I will do an actual season review. So don't worry if you don't want to give me too much. Save it for the other time that I'll do it. Obviously, if you are new, subscribe. You're very much welcome. Join us. And obviously, hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.